This segment is sponsored by North American Banking Company. Go to nabankco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
It's interesting. A couple of days ago, I would have asked you, our very special guest, Frank Wuco, retired U.S. Naval Intelligence Officer, Chief Intelligence Ops Special Operations Command Central, and founder of UCENTCOM's Intelligence Red Team. Frank Wuco, our guest. A couple of days ago, I would have asked you, is America safe? Now, today, I don't even have to ask you that.
Yeah, I would say that there's a couple of different ways to answer that. No, as far as our interests abroad and how they affect us here at home, absolutely not safe. We could never say we're entirely safe. During the 9/11, lead up and some of the interviews I did there, I would say, well, when it comes down to security here in the country, yeah, we're certainly safer than we were before 9/11, just for a few different reasons. One, that so many security measures, as we all know and complain about at airports, if you travel as much as I do, have been implemented, but also that citizens are much more vigilant than they were before 9/11. Now, things have changed in a completely, almost revolutionary way over the last couple of days, and this will certainly affect us here at home if we don't handle it properly. And I'm afraid that handling it properly started, a couple of years ago.
Yeah, well, that's about a couple of years ago. Do you mean about 3.5?
You know what? I in many ways, yes, but in many ways, I would say that the problems that we're facing now are problems that could have been avoided if we had confronted the situation even more intensely than we did on September 12th, 2001.
It's interesting. You can talk about the Obama administration, the Bush administration. Certainly the Clinton administration, something happened. The Carter administration, something happened. How far back, how long ago did we have to act? I mean, there are a lot of administrations, different administrations there. We had trouble with Libya when Ronald Reagan was president. This thing goes way back to Thomas Jefferson.
Sure. Well, in Libya during Reagan's time, Muammar Gaddafi, that was truly something that was containable in that it was such a self-styled regime. I mean, that was all about Muammar Gaddafi. He certainly was not seen as a spokesman for, Islamic interests worldwide. He was going to the beat of his own drum like a, Stavros Blofeld guy out of a James Bond movie. This is something entirely different, and yes, I mean the signs of things to come were laid out very, very well by people, in the early to mid 20th century. This is when the Muslim Brotherhood started in 1928 in Egypt after the fall of the Ottoman Empire in World War I. When you had one side of the Muslim world up in what remained of the Ottoman Empire, Turkey, saying, hey, listen, we need to become more like the Europeans. We need to become more like the West, the Americans. Islam has served us, unwell. And, you had another competing faction down in Egypt, Hassan al-Banna, the founder of the Muslim Brotherhood, saying, no, that's not the problem. The problem with the Ottoman Empire was that it became corrupt, and it was separating itself from Islamic culture and Islamic values. What we need to do, and we need to encourage the rest of the Muslim world, the community, or as they call it, the Ummah, to do, is to turn around and rush ourselves headlong back into the principles and the values and the traditions of Islam. Here, 100 years later, just about, we've got now the decades-old dream of the Muslim Brotherhood coming true at last, with the party ascending to the presidency and the leadership of its home, Egypt. It's not good.
When you talk about the Muslim Brotherhood, can you expand on that a little bit for people that might not exactly know what that group is?
Yeah, the Muslim Brotherhood, they call it in Arab, Al-Ikhwan, is this group that, as I described, was started by by a cleric in Egypt. He was from a rural family, not very well-to-do, but very well-studied and versed in Islam. Again, after the Ottoman Empire fell, he started a movement saying, listen, the problem with the Muslim world, the reason it's such a disaster right now isn't because we're Muslim. It's because we've been acting like we're not. So what we need to do is we need to reorient ourselves, and this applies to the entire Sunni Muslim world. They hate the Shia, by the way. And 85% of the world's Muslim population is Sunni. We need to reorient the entire Sunni world back to pure Islam, a very pure form of Islam, what you might call fundamentalists. And this campaign started, and it became more and more popular as years went on. Another luminary came along, a very high-powered intellectual named Sayyid Qutb in the middle of the 20th century, who began writing in favor and support of the Muslim Brotherhood. And he wrote an important tract that your readers should pick up and take a look at called Milestones, in which he basically laid out the obligation and the requirements for the Sunni Muslim world to reorient themselves completely towards a purist form of Islam. That is the Muslim Brotherhood.
Okay, that was just a test. I was trying to figure out if you knew what you were talking about.
No, I don't. I'm running out of room on the back of my hand to write all this stuff. Yep. And so, you know, the thing is that, you know, there, even as recently as, you know, in the past year or so, we've had, you know, General James Clapper reading from briefing notes given to him by hopeful and, you know, mile-wide, inch-deep intelligence analysts, telling him that the Muslim Brotherhood is a benevolent secular organization.
Right.
Nothing could be further from the truth. Their goal in life, although they have to do practical things in the real world to get there, they have to govern, they have to, you know, they have to provide charity, they have to provide things for their people. That the goal of the Muslim Brotherhood is to purify the earth from un-Islamic corruption. Sayyid Qutb said that the only system in existence that could purify the world from corruption is Islam. And he had this word, it's an Arabic word called jahiliya, which means darkness, which pertains to the darkness that was cast over the world before Muhammad came along. And his claim is that the world is shrouded in jahiliya, in this darkness, and now it's up to the Muslim community to propel the humanity out of the darkness, convert as much of the population to Islam or bring it to within the house of Islam. All of this is in order to prepare the earth for God's final judgment. None of it has anything to do with ruling Egypt. This is a theological movement, and it's a theological battle that we find ourselves in the middle of right now.
What's amazing to me is, and you would know much better than I, how dim are these violent protesters over in the Middle East? Have you seen the film?
Oh, they're maroons. They are really a bunch of, I mean, if you look up the term booger-eating moron in the dictionary, there is a picture of these guys next to it. No, they're absolute, complete and total, you know, maroons. But that doesn't matter, you know, so much when they believe and they are convinced. And if you take it from their point of view, which is, you know, one of the things that I do is a series of presentations where I role play a committed jihadist who will go in a room full of people and explain to them why jihad and the Islamic conquest is such a wonderful and beautiful thing. And it's a pretty frightening thing to be confronted with. But they're convinced that they are connected at the hip with God himself.
Yes.
And that they are fulfilling the will of God. So you don't have to be, you know, too bright to do that. And, you know, on a personal level to them, the more of this they do, the higher the tally is in paradise. So if they eventually are, you know, martyred, or if they become a shaheed, an Islamic martyr, all of these things, you know, every American flag they burned, every building they torched, every person they wounded or murdered or sexually mutilated, as the case may be, in the name of Islam against the infidels and against the shadow of darkness of Jahiliyyah, then the greater their reward in heaven is.
Two things that I'd like to point out quickly. The first one being the only two characters I've ever heard use the word maroon, which is a great word, by the way.
I love it.
Would be Frank Wuco and the other,
Bunny.
and Bugs Bunny.
What a maroon.
Yep, and I'll pay tribute to an old Army warrant officer friend of mine named Bob Lesmeister. I would never introduce him to anybody personally, but I will give him cred for that one.
Now, Sean, Andy, Alex, and Catherine, have you seen this film, The Innocence of Islam?
No.
It literally, and I'm just going to do a line, but this thing was so hacked up and so butchered, and see, they were deeply offended because they show the messenger as the prophet as a homosexual, a wife beater,
right.
all these other things, right?
I didn't see it,
but during the movie, they will do things like, I was walking down the street with 2 girls. I mean, that's how bad the overdubbing is.
Oh, jeez.
I was wondering if maybe the riots weren't just because it was such a bad movie. Stop and consider that for a minute. I mean, it is really a, and again, getting back to sort of how doltish these folks are behaving. If they look at the, and there's some pretty bad television and filmmaking in the Middle East, so they may not be able to tell the difference.
Right.
But if they just looked at the production quality of this thing, which is horrendous, they would go, well, it's like when you post something or publish something and you look at it and you see some grammar mistakes and spelling errors and you start to question the credibility of the entire thing.
Yeah.
Right.
This, you would think that that would be taken into account.
From Brad, Sean Bryant, Michael Bryant. What's up, Pally?
Oh, not much. Doing my usual thing of telling people they shouldn't be texting and driving. In Minnesota, you can't have your phone in your hands. You can use, hands-free, but you can't have your phone in your hands for whatever reason. And that's why they made the law the way they did, so that police officers could see a phone in your hand and you got no excuse for why you got it there.
Do people know that that's the law?
I hope so. I mean, they used to follow it, and then kind of COVID kind of made people forget, and now it's like a freewheeling world out there with cell phones.
Let's say you get pulled over because you do have a phone in your hand and you're not watching where you're going. You got to be in pretty big trouble then, I would guess.
Well, the first one's not as bad. It's the multiple ones, the problem. And once people start stacking them up, then they have a big problem. And then what we're doing in car accidents is we've started bringing motions for punitive damages, because I'm trying to use the civil law any way we can to stop this, because it needs to stop.
Whenever I'd had any problems in my life, who was that I called again? It was like an MB, something like that.
Brad, Sean Bryant.
Why should your business bank with North American Banking Company? Here's Austin Bartz of Bartz Lawn and Landscape and Bartz Snow Sculptures.
I started banking with North American, I think, 3.5 years ago. All the people know me by name. I know them by name. It's fun to come into the bank and actually talk to somebody you know. So I made the switch and I'm very happy. It's the best bank I've ever been at.
So why not bank where I bank, with my friends at North American Banking Company? To learn more about North American Banking Company, go to nabankco.com. That's nabankco.com, or do what I do and stop by any one of their 6 Twin Cities locations. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Sometimes the anxiety for wondering if you saved enough can be overwhelming. But what if I told you that you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? My guy, Josh Arnold, Mr. Money Talk, can sit down with you and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions, and he'll always provide straight talk. Never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future. Call Josh today at 952-925-5608. Set up your free 48-minute no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments must involve risk. You know that. All comments and opinions of Josh Arnold do not constitute investment advice. I am a paid endorser.
Now, I don't want to... I think too many people, in fact, way too many people are jumping down this rabbit hole of, well, this is all a violent response to this offensive film that was made.
Yeah.
There are too many other indicators out there that this is much more than just a violent response to a film that was made, that these events and these protests were very well planned, coordinated, executed, and the film sort of serves as a it's kind of a at the risk of sounding, like I'm reading from a thriller novel, but you have sort of a black swan event here, and the film provides the perfect foil.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that film has been on the internet for a year.
Yes, exactly.
Wow. It's been out there for a year, and it's had several thousand viewers before, the Reverend Terry Jones started talking about it. So, it's not the film.
No, it just happened to coincide with 9/11 as well. That was just a coincidence, correct?
You're joking with me now, right?
Oh, yes, I am.
A hint of sarcasm
all right.
there.
I'm usually have a pretty sharp sense of humor, but you have an excellent delivery.
Thank you. Thank you.
Way off for a couple seconds. It's odd how all of this coincided with September 11th, and how all of it coincided with really a very tactically proficient attack against the American consulate in Benghazi. How that occurred at the same time when most of the attention of the media, of our government, and what was focused next door in Egypt, the embassy incursion there. And I another kind of side point to kind of derail my own conversation here is the New York Times mentioned that the people who were scaling the walls of the embassy in Cairo, that the people who were attacking Benghazi, this is a quote from the Times, that these were ultra-conservative radical Muslims. Now, I don't know about you, but when somebody says ultra-conservative radical Muslim...
That's scary.
Osama bin, big beard, robe, dish dasha, that sort of thing comes to mind. If you look at the pictures, it's a bunch of young people in their 20s that are pretty clean-shaven, wearing T-shirts, jeans, sneakers. So there's your ultra-conservative radical Muslim right there. He looks a lot like the kids that I tell to stop racing their cars up and down my street.
Yeah, no question about that. Egypt, we still sending them $1 to $2 billion in aid every year.
Yeah, they've got it. They've got it.
Why?
We now. So what we now have and not to mention, it's actually much higher than that. In that we have because for the rewards of the peaceful, secular, democratic uprising that was the Arab Spring, we rewarded the Muslim Brotherhood by forgiving their debt. So it's actually much higher than that. So now they don't owe us a penny, and we're still pumping. We have now given the most well-organized, oldest, and most supported Islamic Sunni extremist group in the world, in the history of the past couple hundred years, $1.2 billion in operating funds.
Why?
They've got a military, the leadership of which they are grinding to a halt right now and sidelining. And, so not only do they have $1.2 billion, but they've got things like F-16 fighter planes, fancy tanks, and all the AK-47s and ammo that a guy can carry.
They last asked for submarines, too, didn't they?
What's that? I'm sorry?
I believe they just asked us for submarines about a month or two ago.
Yeah.
Oh, God. When are we going to learn our lesson, Frank? And I'm not kidding.
Seriously, that's a great question, and it's I wonder if, with our foreign policy being what it is, and I'd say since sort of World War I, World War II, we are kind of globally engaged in the way that we are, and it's very hard for us to be able to pick a winner that doesn't several years later turn out to be a loser. Why? Because things change, countries change, people change. You look at Iraq, what happened there. You look at Afghanistan, people will say, well, didn't we create the Taliban? Didn't we create Al-Qaeda? And, in a sense, it's easy to look back and say, well, yeah, we did. Man, look at, if we had known what was going to happen, we never would have supported them against the Soviets. But, you know what you know at the time.
Iran-Contra would be an example of that.
Right.
What's that?
Iran-Contra would be an example of that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And you know what? And quite honestly, at the risk of sounding unfancy about this, we screw it up. We screw it up sometimes. We, in these days, what we see happening here, and this is something I've been talking about for years, is, we have abandoned the sort of traditional pattern of warfare, which my inner geek is about to come out here again. And, according to people like von Clausewitz and Sun Tzu and all of these luminaries that military guys like to quote, there's a natural order of statesmanship and warfare. And it goes as simply as this. You do statesmanship, you do diplomacy as long as you possibly can to secure and protect the national interests of the state. When you're no longer able to do that where another state is involved and you need to re-secure the interests of your state, then you cease the diplomatic, nicey-nice forms of statesmanship and you transition into a period of war until you bend the will of your enemy or you're defeated yourself, and then at which point statesmanship resumes. What we did after 9/11 was so untraditional, and it was so screwed up, in that we thought that we were going to develop these nations that would eventually become partners with us in the war on terror.
Huge mistake.
Doesn't look like that's
including
happening.
Afghanistan.
Yes.
I had a front row center seat, in that. And we were very early on in the bombing campaign in late 2001 when we were receiving joint directives from the Department of Defense and Department of State to begin preparing the battle space, that was the term that's actually used, for democratic elections. And we literally thought it was a joke. Like someone's pulling my leg here. One of you guys, all right, which one of you guys wrote this thing? Put it on my desk.
Can you imagine the reverse happening where another country invaded here, the United States of America, and decided we were going to become their form of government? Would not happen.
And it could happen. We're not the only country in the world that's ever been immune from that sort of thing. Although it's not in the cards, I would say, even now for the foreseeable future. But the bottom line is, going back to our side, because I just don't like thinking about what you just said. I would say that, after 9/11, what we did is we went in there and we, instead of, doing the traditional schema of statesmanship and warfare, where one stops, the other begins, like we did with the Japanese and the Japanese, we brought them to their knees. They begged, they submitted, they surrendered. We then were able to recommence, statesmanship in a way that was unprecedented with the occupation of Japan. In Afghanistan and Iraq, we tried to do everything all at once. So we were making love and war at the same time, and the two don't mix. No. It just confuses everything, and that's where we are today.
No, Frank, we got to get you to be our go-to guy for the Middle East. This is brilliant. It's very, very informative.
Well, I'll give you 20 minutes to stop talking like that.
It is at Frank Wuco on Twitter. It's WUCO, Frank Wuco. Facebook, it is Frank Wuco Radio. My Facebook name is Tom Barnard Radio, so Frank Wuco Radio it rings a familiar bell.
There we go. If folks want to, at the risk of sounding like too late, self-promoting bastage, FrankWuco.com is where folks can. That's
way easier. Thank you.
Post my articles and stuff like that. So.
FrankWuco.com. I gotta on Twitter as well, right? You put a lot of stuff on Twitter.
I do put stuff on Twitter, Facebook, and the website, though. So usually when I write an article, which I am, now that we've got the website up and running as of a couple days ago, it was sort of in beta test mode for a little bit. Look for kind of daily pieces up there. And on what's happening in Libya and Egypt, the article that I wrote yesterday is posted there right now. So it's www.frankwuco.com.
Excellent. I want you to, as soon as we disconnect here, I want you to go right to GoDaddy and purchase the domain name maroon.com.
I think Maroon 5 may already have it.
Or bastages.com. I just heard you say bastage.
Bastages.
There we go. Well, I'm self-editing.
Frank?
No dump button required.
I hope to talk. By the way, so you live in West Florida? Is that what the WFLA is all about?
I broadcast out of the WFLA, the Clear Channel building in Tampa. Yep.
Oh, Tampa.
In Tampa. All right. Well, one of these days we should get together and do a radio show. I've done the same morning show in Minneapolis for 27 years.
Let's do it.
Sounds wonderful. Thank you, Frank.
Do it. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Why should your business bank with North American Banking Company? Here's Austin Bartz of Bartz Lawn and Landscape and Bartz Snow Sculptures.
I started banking with North American, I think, 3.5 years ago. All the people know me by name. I know them by name. It's fun to come into the bank and actually talk to somebody you know. So I made the switch and I'm very happy. It's the best bank I've ever been at.
So why not bank where I bank with my friends at North American Banking Company? To learn more about North American Banking Company, go to nabankco.com. That's nabankco.com, or do what I do and stop by any one of their 6 Twin Cities locations. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Sometimes the anxiety for wondering if you've saved enough can be overwhelming. But what if I told you that you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? My guy, Josh Arnold, Mr. Money Talk, can sit down with you and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions, and he'll always provide straight talk. Never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future. Call Josh today at 952-925-5608. Set up your free 48-minute no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments must involve risk. You know that. All comments and opinions of Josh Arnold's do not constitute investment advice. I am a paid endorser. For Bradshaw and Bryant, Michael Bryant. Michael, what's up?
Dealing with another case where a person gave a statement to the adjuster because they thought the person was really friendly.
Is that a good idea?
Well, the problem is they know the law when they call you up. And while you're trying to be fair and you're trying to get help, the reality is there are questions you get asked that the way you answer them make a big difference. And people put themselves in trouble. And when they aren't in trouble, they didn't do anything wrong, but suddenly the adjuster's got a statement that can blow up their case completely.
What has caused people to be so untrustworthy, I guess is the best way I could put it? They take advantage.
Well, insurance companies have hired adjusters whose job it is to deal with unrepresented people. So they're supposed to kind of lure them in, call them every day, see how they're doing, and people are like, oh, I'm doing pretty good. Where the reality is they've kind of adjusted to their problem that they've got going on. So it's not that they're completely better, but the way they say it gets to be a problem. And that's why having somebody who can explain your rights, represent you, make sure that you understand the law before you give a statement can make a big difference in your case.
Michael Bryant, Bradshaw and Bryant.
This part of the show is brought to you by Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Call Josh today for your free 48-minute evaluation, 952-925-5608.
You know, these guys are so interesting.
Yes.
We're going to have to do an intro rather than, we just started talking to him.
Well, I introduced him.
Why don't you think we should maybe soften the blow? I mean, it was like right away into the world's imploding in the Muslim Brotherhood. It's like, I don't know.
It's intensely topical right now. He did a great job. How do you have a sense of humor and know what he knows?
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Is that
and he knows a lot
lock
more.
myself in a padded room.
It's not just the Muslim sect, but then you look at the extreme Christians and all that's happening.
Extreme
with them.
any, like radical anything.
I know.
It's like,
the topic that we were supposed to be covering was the leaking of information from the White House. That's actually what we were supposed to be talking about. But with all that's going on right now, we couldn't even get to that.
Yeah,
we could talk to this guy for months.
Well, he'd be, like Tom said, he'd be a great guest for the future. We have something like this come up. He's incredibly articulate. He's got a sense of humor.
Hold on to his information because he was.
Hold on to Frank.
He was tremendous.
Don't ever let it go.
He's right here.
Did we ever get Tony?
Nope.
He got all the buttons pushed.
I'm surprised he didn't call.
Well, he might have tried to call or
not
text,
me.
but I shut my phone off whenever we podcast. That's not like him.
Well, maybe they'd have a baby.
It's not like him to not do something he's supposed to.
Can you try to give him a buzz?
That's really nice.
All right. Well, we'll just go on because Mike is supposed to be here at what time?
In 2 minutes.
All right. Maybe.
Tom.
Sorry. I'll go up and wait for him while you do this.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. That sounds good. Bye. She says goodbye.
You could do microphone down.
Catherine just said goodbye.
A good plan.
The Tom Barnard Podcast giving away $5,000 on October 11th to one of our lucky listeners. We'll be giving a matching donation to the Smile Network. All you have to do to enter is go to our website, TomBarnardPodcast.com, click on the banner or the Enter Now button. The contest promotes sharing the podcast through Facebook, Twitter, email, and more. We'll contact the winner of $5,000 on October 11th, and you'll be interviewed on the show. You'll be interviewed right here on the Tom Barnard Podcast. The 30-day giveaway of $5,000 at TomBarnardPodcast.com. Not only do you get $5,000, but the Smile Network gets $5,000 as well. And that way we can afford to keep doing this show because hopefully we'll get a lot more downloads and,
That's what it's all about. We've already gotten over 1,400 people have signed up.
1,400?
Yeah, in a day and a half.
That's pretty cool.
Absolutely. So people seem to get it. If you have any questions, just shoot us an email on the site, and we'll tell you how to do it. So,
well, it's just a great way of going about it because we just don't want to keep begging everybody. Oh, would you please tell your friends about it? I mean, we'll beg anyway, but.
Well, this is kind of how podcasts get promoted. It's how how we make it free for the listeners. Is that we do things like having people share the show rather than charging them $1 a show, as a lot of other shows do.
Right.
So,
or our guest tomorrow, Joey Coco Diaz, he charges like $12 an episode.
He does?
I believe so for his podcast. It's a good podcast.
Wow.
Oh, you'll love Joey Diaz tomorrow. We're just talking about $5,000 going to the Smile Network. To explain. A portion of the profits of the Tom Barnard Podcast goes directly to the Smile Network. The Smile Network is a nonprofit organization that provides life-altering reconstructive surgeries and related health care services to impoverished children and young adults in developing countries. The Smile Network. Together, we are constructing lives one bright, smiling face at a time. Kim Valentini from the Smile Network will be with us on Monday's podcast. I believe it's Monday's podcast.
I think it is.
Yeah. Yes.
That's what I think Catherine told me. It's a great outfit. They've helped. I don't even know what the count is now. How many people they've helped, regain their smile, their faces. Not only young people, young adults, impoverished children, but I think Kim once told me an 80-year-old woman came in who had a cleft palate. She'd had it for 80 years, and they fixed it for her.
And she said that those are the most powerful stories.
I would imagine. We'll be hearing them on Monday. Yeah, I imagine that's probably true.
Yeah.
Mike Kaplan's going to be joining us in a couple of minutes. He's at
MYQ.
Yeah, he spells his name MYQ. Mike Kaplan's a very funny guy. But he's at Acme, tomorrow night?
Yes.
Saturday night, the whole shoot and match. Catherine just went upstairs to track him down. There's really, you don't want to carry on about this situation, but now we, not only did we have the protests, 4 Americans and I believe 17 Libyans were killed.
Yeah, inform. What are you talking about? Just people that don't know.
Well, yeah, some people might not have known. The Benghazi, Libya, the American embassy was attacked a couple of days ago, and in the situation, the U.S. ambassador to Libya was killed, so were 3 other people, and 17 Libyan guards who tried to hold off the throng were also killed. That's what Frank Wuco was talking about, so... this would be a good situation, right? It's a great segue, and now it's taking place, by the way, in Yemen and in Egypt as well. That's what Frank Wuco was talking about. So, Mike, you got a very big job today because we went from talking about U.S. ambassadors being killed in Libya and protests going on, violent protests going on in Egypt and Yemen. Now make us laugh.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we're all going to die eventually, right?
It's like your great setup at Acme. You have a guy that comes out and talks about terror before you get on.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, all I need to do is just make you forget all the horrors of the world.
Yes, thank you.
No big deal.
Please do that
Not
now.
a problem. So let me just hit everybody on the head.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, hey, and there's a dog. Great.
And there's Bella.
That's why people see comedy, though, isn't it? To escape their own reality.
I think it's different for everybody. I think some people go because they're like, oh, my life is horrible. Tell me something quick. Distract me. Oh, pie in the face. I love it. Oh, the Three Stooges. Oh, people getting hurt, but it's not real. Oh.
Right.
But then I think some people, I mean, definitely there are people who have, whose lives are not affected by the horrors or boredom or, like people who are like, oh, my life's pretty good. But they go and they look maybe to the philosophers of comedy. You're people who do talk, because there are comedians who talk about the horrors of the world and sort of aim to illuminate and, if not to better things, to be like, hey, things should be this way. But they're not. Oh, well.
Oh, well. I got to be honest with you, Mike.
No, you don't.
The Kaplans that I grew up with are kind of uneasy about the world right now after these attacks over in the Middle East. Like, It's.
What are you saying exactly?
Well, I'm just, I'm not making assumptions. I'm just saying the Kaplans that I grew up.
Sure. I know them, of course. As I know all Kaplans.
All Kaplan.
Kaplan. The Kaplan testing people, of course, and Gabe Kaplan. We all know each other. We had the Kaplan family reunions. Yeah.
I went to a Kaplan real estate school.
That's true.
Oh, perfect. Well, you're welcome. And this is lovely real estate that you have here, so it really worked out for you.
It did.
You really learned everything that you needed.
You Kaplans know what you're doing.
Yeah, you're welcome. The world. I think anybody who is uneasy about the world today is certainly. I mean, there's people who say, if you're not depressed, you're not paying attention. Or the people who are not depressed, I think, could be paying attention and then be like, well, I do what I can, and good luck, everybody. I don't know.
Yeah.
You can. I think that's all any of us can do. Like, we can have as positive an effect on our immediate surroundings. Act local or get a podcast and act global.
Right.
Etc. But I mean, certainly the future is uncertain on a much larger scale than it ever has been. Because 100 years ago, nobody could murder everybody on the planet very quickly, like as a nuclear bomb could now. I'm not supposed to.
You did actually make it more depressing than the last guy, right?
Yeah. Guys, we could all die at any minute.
But touche.
But focus on this. Every moment that we don't die is a moment that we could have. So we have another gift, everybody.
I should tell it to my kids every day when they go to school.
You should put that on a T-shirt.
Exactly.
Every day that you don't die in a nuclear holocaust is a good one. I don't have T-shirts yet, but I should get them.
Cover, kids.
Actually, Sean, did you meet everybody? I don't think you met my wife, Catherine. You met, I'm sure.
We met at the door. She handed me a glass.
Our daughter, Alex.
Alex.
Our son, Andy.
Hello.
Nephew, Sean.
Greetings.
Nice to meet you.
And Sean, my name's Tom.
Hello.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's great. It's great having you aboard. Believe me, especially after the first guest. Like I said,
that's why I like it. It almost happened. I think I said thanks for having me, and you said it's great, and it was like almost as if you were going to say it's great that I'm having you. And
I was kind of close.
Yeah, you stopped yourself because you're like, that isn't the right way to say that, but it is great that you're having me. I'll say it.
Actually, we heard from Frank Wuco, our first guest, the word maroon.
Like what a maroon?
Yes. What a maroon.
Oh, yes. Not like this is a lovely shade of maroon you have behind you here.
What a maroon. So we told them, Frank Wuco, and who else said, what a maroon?
Oh, this is a trivia question for me? Oh, I don't... is it me? Because
no, it's not you.
I say it frequently. Yeah. What a maroon I am for not knowing that.
Bugs Bunny.
30 seconds.
Oh, yeah, of course, Bugs Bunny. Yeah. I'm sorry. Do I fail? Do I have to leave now?
You can have more water.
I'll have some more water.
Have some more smart water and everything all work out.
Get those electrolytes.
Mike, yes. MYQ.
That is what I have done to myself.
Now,
you did that to yourself? Your parents didn't do that to you?
They didn't, no. I was a teenager, and I saw Prince it was around when Prince changed his name to a symbol, and I was like, oh, that guy's a weirdo. I like that. I'll be a weirdo too, And then he actually did it for a reason, because it was a dispute with the record companies. Right. He couldn't release things under his name, so he had a purpose. And then when that purpose was done, he changed it back, and I was like, oh, well, now I'm the lone weirdo. So
I'm really glad you didn't write slave on your face, too, like he did.
Oh, yeah, not a problem at all. I didn't know that he did, though. I'm going to do it now.
Oh, you didn't know that? He did.
Anything Prince does.
He came out on stage on... might have been the Tonight Show, maybe, and he had the word slave written across his face.
Everyone thought it was a tattoo.
And I just, although, Jews were slaves back in the day, so I suppose, slave.
Prince is a slave to, his nobody. I don't know. Yeah, you're right.
It's supposed to be Warner Brothers, but it didn't.
Yeah, it was for the
I get you. I totally understand. I'm a slave to no man, and please don't anyone try to call me on that, because if you enslave me, I will. I'm not a fighter. Yeah, no, I'll be a very bad.
I'm not a fighter.
If you need a lot of math, then I guess. I don't know.
Well, yeah, there you go. You can
go-to guy.
Figure your way out. So where did you grow up?
I grew up in New Jersey.
No accent.
No, thank you.
Really?
Why?
Yeah.
Oh,
how'd you escape?
Very, very good question. It's funny because I grew up in just a suburb, sort of maybe half hour from New York City.
Bergen?
My mom lives in Bergen County now. I moved from Essex County to Bergen County. So I spent, up until 13, Livingston, New Jersey, the birthplace of Chelsea Handler and Ferguson from Closer Explains It All.
Wow.
Ferguson.
He's one of my best friends, actually, in real life, not the character.
Whenever he shows up to your door, do you make that noise? Whenever he came up the ladder?
Of course I do. Yeah. Yes, and. That's what we're all about here, you guys. Yeah. Even if it's not true, I'll say yes. Why not? Otherwise, who wants to feel silly and alone? But
well, that's very true.
And also, where Mitch Hedberg spent his last days. That's
a local guy.
Yeah. One of my first favorite comedian, Mitch Hedberg. Super funny.
Kind of saw it coming because when I saw him many years ago, he lay down on the stage to do his act and didn't move. It's like, no,
that's a little
very alternative, perhaps.
Yeah, it's very alternative.
Performance
he was
art.
a very funny guy.
Oh yeah, he was brilliant, and very sorry to have lost all the jokes that he could have told.
You've wrapped yourself in sorrow. It's really.
I just put out what I got. Hey guys,
vibe.
Welcome to the sorrow room today. Well, what's the common denominator
Even
here?
The dog's depressed.
Yeah, it's my fault.
No, not at all. I think we're all we've all hit bottom, and now we're climbing our way back out, up to the top of the mountain, and then rolling back down to the next one.
You're a very positive person. That's nice.
I do what I can. I mean, I think
Yes.
I think we're all in this together. Or if we're not, then get out, and I'll be in something separate.
That's why you're a comedian.
But I mean, I've been fortunate in my life for the most part. I had my parents were divorced. I had some I was lonely, and I didn't have like a very. I wasn't extroverted at all as a child. I was like a very sheltered, sort of spent most of my time alone in my room. One. Oh yeah, we should be friends if we knew how to be. But no, I think my mom was like super excited when I went to a summer camp that like brought me out of my shell a little bit, where the summer camp was full of like artsy, exiles of their own schools, like misfits, and it was like this commie hippie kind of place where there were no schedules, you just did whatever you want. And it was full of. I learned how to be social there, whereas at school there was like one kid who would push me, and I'd be like, well, probably everybody's going to do that, so I'll avoid everyone. And so I spent a very solitary high school life, and so I think obviously that when I learned that it didn't have to be like that, it was a sort of a blossoming, exciting experience. I went to college and ran around to everybody, be like, hey, I can talk to anybody, right? And then they're like, that's annoying. I'm like, okay, I'll tone it down. So, and that's sort of like what my comedy is. I'm like, I just keep talking until somebody's like, hey, that's no good. Okay, well then let's back it up one step. Back it up.
We have got to get a camera in here because
I'm doing a lot of physical bits, guys.
Yes, I mean, it really adds to the story as far as I'm concerned.
I appreciate it.
We'll do it. I'm just going out on a limb here. We did one episode of it so far. Brent Weinbach at all?
Love him. Funny weirdo.
He's great.
He was sitting in that very chair about a week ago.
Never mind that.
It's deloused.
Yeah, okay. Don't like his butt. I don't want to be wondering what Brent's butt's been.
We had a little, and like I said, I'm going on a limb because I don't know whether this is true or not, but we had the Brent and Andy sports show. On that show, you find out who knows less about sports. Andy.
I wish I was here for that, totally.
Well, so that's what I was going to take a run. I was like, looking at Mike, I don't think he's that into sports.
You never know. You never know.
You don't know. You don't want to make assumptions. No. Like you can always ask. You can always say, right. How into sports are you? Without the tone like, how into sports are you? Whatever the case. I was great at my summer camp full of artsy kids. I was one of the best softball players,
really?
Which means
That's
nothing.
Tough.
Sounds like a challenge.
Most of them were playing with like a paintbrush, and they're like, I can't. They're off doing a monologue. Like, to be or not to be, you're out. Okay,
it's mine.
And I'm a great ping pong player. I legitimately.
Oh yeah.
My family was very into tennis growing up. They watched all the tennis. We went to the U.S. Open a lot, and I is a call coming in? Great.
Well, we have another person that's on the show. He's no, that's not him either.
Okay, not a problem.
He's a nice Jewish boy named Tony Lee.
Oh, that's
not Korean.
Oh, fair.
He's not Korean.
I getcha.
But so in the Brent Weinbach, the Brent and Andy sports show.
Oh yeah. So yeah, good. Played tennis all growing up. Yeah.
This is very good. Actually.
I'm good. Okay, hit it.
So Brent came up with Joe Montana, which
the actor.
Joe Montana's close.
Oh yeah,
but Joe Montana, and Andy said, "What did you say, Andy?"
For the first one that I said,
yeah.
No, the one you said,
Magic Johnson.
Oh yeah, Magic Johnson.
He said, so Andy goes, "Oh, Magic Johnson." But I don't know him because of sports.
Magic Johnson, who I know through AIDS.
Exactly.
I actually looked it up after the show, and he doesn't have AIDS, just HIV. So we owe him an apology.
Oh, we do.
Sorry, Magic.
We know him through the disease.
Yes,
the virus that causes the disease that we know as AIDS.
He also claimed to have prayed it away, so I think we can say
that's
whatever we want about a nut job
did.
like that. Yeah, prayed it away.
You don't know.
PRAIDS.
You don't know what word?
PRAIDS. Oh my God.
He has PRAIDS. Yeah. Prayer removed AIDS.
Nice. Now I know you just came up with that one.
Guys.
He's had that.
Thank you for setting me up for this. I know a lot of radio shows. You come in and they're like, "Here are the questions. We're going to try to lead into one of your bits." How about PRAIDS? How do we get to that?
That's interesting you bring that up because I would never do that. I would never say, "Hey, Mike Kaplan's here. Do your act."
Oh no, I'm very happy for that. I love going into places and just having a conversation where I can just do my act.
Well, if you want to do your act,
I do not. I legitimately enjoy interacting with people on an organic level like this
because of the camp.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like we're
like eating organic foods. Having organic conversations. Taking organic chemistry. Yeah.
Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Sometimes the anxiety for wondering if you've saved enough can be overwhelming. But what if I told you that you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? My guy, Josh Arnold, Mr. Money Talk, can sit down with you and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions, and he'll always provide straight talk. Never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future. Call Josh today at 952-925-5608. Set up your free 48-minute no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments must involve risk. You know that. All comments and opinions of Josh Arnold do not constitute investment advice. I am a paid endorser.
The following is brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant Personal Injury Lawyers, seeking justice for the injured. Contact Bradshaw and Bryant at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
I have an observation.
What's that?
When people are upstairs vacuuming, we have to close the doors. It gets hot in here.
It's toasty.
There are people vacuuming upstairs, so we have to close the doors, but it's a little...
People vacuuming. You know how that happens.
Yeah, as an observational...
When you're in the basement.
As an observational bit of comedy, let me critique that. I don't know if that's going to be as relatable to all... Hey, everybody out there, do you know how when people are vacuuming upstairs and you have to close your door and then it gets real hot? I guess maybe.
Well, I was going to say.
I hate when that happens.
Let me tell you something. The help upstairs. Yeah, it's not like that.
Our living maid.
But if it's a bit uncomfortable, I'm sorry.
No.
We usually have the doors open and it's nice and cool.
I'm super comfortable. I like seeing people sweat.
It's our other kid, Gordon, that's actually vacuuming upstairs. He's not very good with people, so we just make him vacuum.
He's good with vacuums.
Yeah, it's quite the family. I mean, not this family, but the extended family. He's my nephew.
Yeah, of course.
I like Actually, when you were talking earlier about another day that the earth hasn't been destroyed, it's a gift. It's one more day. Every day when Sean left for school, his father would say, just be thankful you didn't turn out like me.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, you mentioned being thankful that your parents, you said, I'm very thankful. And the next thing you said is, my parents got divorced when I was young. And I was actually profoundly thankful that my parents got divorced when I was 4 years old. I was.
When you were 4?
Yes.
Wow, that is very precocious. I mean, for me, legitimately, I grew up and my parents seemed happy, and I believe they were happy until my parents got divorced around when I was 13, 14. But at that time, it seemed like it was the right thing to do that. It was the right thing for them to be together. And then when they decided that it was the right thing to separate, so I was always a very, it's not that it wasn't my business, but they were like,
well, it was because of you, right?
Oh yeah, well they told me that it wasn't, so I presume it was. That was literally what I had never heard.
Gave me the finger.
Oh yeah.
Well, Tom.
Yeah,
you look like my father.
I'm not in control of my bodies. Yeah, I don't even bodies. I'm only in control of this one body right now. But
your organic body,
legitimately, yeah, my robot body is at home. But I definitely remember my parents telling me at one point or another, I don't know if it was together or separate, they're like, that we're splitting up, but it doesn't mean we love you any less. It doesn't mean that you had anything to do with this. It wasn't. And I was like, in my head, I was like, of course. Like, why? How would I? How would I have done this? Like, what? Yeah, I didn't have anything to do. Like, you guys are grown-ups. What could I do to you to make you like? Why would you think that I would think that? Did it? Now I'm like, are you protesting too much? You're like, okay, it's him, but we don't want him to know that it's him, so let's tell him it's not him because
we've heard we're not supposed to tell him that.
Yeah, we want to be quote unquote good parents, and I hear legitimately. I mean, I feel bad for people who I think it is usually younger kids who are like, oh, it is. I mean, sometimes, and the thing is, it's almost never the case that like parents are happy, people are happy before their parents, they have a kid, and then they're like, oh, well, that did ruin it. So I mean, I assume a lot of people before they have kids are like, things are a little shaky, let's have a new experience, let's bring a child, they bring a child into it, and maybe it makes it good for a while, but then that compounds everything, because that's not the solution.
No,
that is
it's stupid.
Yeah, if you're not part of the solution, then you're dumb.
Do you know Kostaki Economopoulos?
I love Kostaki.
Kostaki's a wonderful guy. I hadn't seen... Kostaki does a Quick Snaps, a weekly sports program on this podcast.
Oh, super. I'll play Kostaki and Mike, who is better at snapping at s'mores. Did you hear I said s'mores? I don't even know. That's how much I know about sports.
Oh, they're great if you take off the cracker.
Oh, yeah. I love snorks. Is that what we're talking about? I love the snorks. Kostaki doesn't do a show about snorks? Okay.
No, but I had not seen Kostaki in a couple years. I don't know why that is, but...
Probably because you weren't in the same places at all.
He was at Acme, 3 weeks ago? Yeah. And I don't know why he wasn't on the show. And that's another one.
I probably fell down on the job being
No.
Mom.
No.
I'm usually at
No, he wasn't on the KQ show either. No, he was not on the KQ show either.
I blame Kostaki for this.
Yeah.
So let's say
here's his number written right here. Let's call him up and ask him, what the hell were you doing?
He's the only one who's not here. It's his fault.
So I hadn't seen him in a while, and I said, so how's the kid? He goes, oh, it's wonderful. It's a great thing. How's Caroline? And he goes, what? And I said, how's Caroline? And he goes, he was married to Caroline Ray, the comedian. Yes. Very, very funny.
Here's some foreshadowing. He was married to her.
Yes, that's foreshadowing right there. But I didn't know that.
Right. In your head, he is married to her.
He is married. He's like, yeah, that didn't really work out that well. I said, well, just recently? 3 years ago. I said, you only got married 4 years ago. He goes, ooh. It was 3 years ago. Like, okay,
that's a short marriage.
It is a short marriage, though. They were together for some time before that. It wasn't like they just met, got married, then split up. Met, had a baby, the end. But I was married for I was with a woman total for about 4 years, and that was enough time to determine that that was the right amount of time.
Really,
or just over. I mean,
it seems like 4 years is kind of like.
I've heard that there are
if
different.
You can make it past 4 years.
Oh yeah, there's different points in a relationship's life. I've heard. I had a friend actually on a podcast that I'm starting, and he was telling his theory about how maybe 1 year is the first level. Like if you make it past a year, some people don't make it past a year. Because you get to a year, you're like, oh, the glow is off, the gloom, the bloom, the bloom is off. Yeah, the smorks is off, the sparks, Sporks. Yeah, you don't have all those sporks anymore. And
you can move on.
We used to spork so much, and not anymore. Cross between spooning and forking. So
exactly. You can say forking on a podcast.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I'm not I don't like to talk about silverware that much. So no cutlery. We can cutlery this out. So. But yeah, I had a bunch of relationships. I was sort of a serial monogamist up to a point in my early 20s. Each year of college, I would date a girl for 6 months to a year, and then it would be, sort of I kind of want to not be in this anymore. It would get old, or we'd realize we weren't the right people for each. We'd realize we weren't the right people for each other. One of us would realize that, and then the other would have to accept that. That's how it works. No, I'm pretty sure that I'm right for you, even if you're not right for me. Well, I guess then one of us is going to be sad. So let's stay together.
Well, there you go.
But yeah, then I found a woman who I was like, oh, after a year, I was like, I still want to be with her. I guess that's what it's like to want to be with somebody forever, because I've never had that feeling before. And that's she asked me to get married, and I agreed, and we did it. And then 2.5, 3 years later, I was like, oh well, I guess just wanting to be with somebody after 1 year doesn't mean you want to be with them after 4 years. So it's a valuable lesson that obviously seems obvious to me now in my early 30s, but I think a lot of people get married in their 20s and don't have that relevant experience. But yeah, so I always say wait till 3 3.5 years before deciding to get married, because once you make it past that point, then I think 7 years is sort of another, the 7-year itch mark.
Right.
That if you get past 7 years, then most of the 90-something% of people who make it past 7 years
make
last.
it to 15.
Yeah. And then of all the people who make it to 100 years married, most of them made it to 7. I'm pretty sure they made 7 and 15, but they might not have.
Here's what I get a lot of.
Please.
So I have friends that have never met Catherine, my wife, and
Heidner,
they finally meet her, and each and every time they go, "So how many times have you been married?" I'm like, what? Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Mike.
What a question.
Each and every time? I didn't know this.
Oh, you didn't know that?
Are you lying?
I'm not.
She's like, I knew that it happened 9 out of 10 times, but you're telling me that 10 out of 10th time as well?
Well, maybe it's 90%. Yeah. You might be right. But it's like, well, what a nice thing to say to me. It's like,
no one could put up with you for too long.
27 years it's been now.
I know.
Is it, and it is the first marriage for both of you? Is that
indeed,
the truth?
Indeed.
Not you. She's shaking her head.
Well, yeah, that's right. Oh, I always forget that. I swear to God, I always forget the fact she was married for like a month.
A minute.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. She was 19.
She's my auntie.
I'm sorry.
So it wasn't like a real marriage.
Well, she's falling apart.
Sneeze.
Thinking about getting married to me for 27 years. That's the whole problem.
Now that you said 27 years, I'm bursting into tears.
She's crying. She's not having an allergy.
Exactly.
She's sad that you forgot that she was married. You don't even know me. But,
I didn't.
Didn't I tell you?
I don't think you did, actually.
Wow, we're getting to a lot on this show.
Yeah, we really
We're digging deep.
But sincerely now, if people ever you have some ammunition in response to that question, you have people ask you, "Hey, so how many times have you been married?" And be like, "Well, this is my first marriage, but it's her second. She didn't get it right the first time, but she nailed it this time."
Yeah, there you go. They're not going to believe that, Mike.
But then that's why if the truth is funny, then they can laugh at it, and they're like, "Ha, but seriously," and then you're like, "No," and then you get to you make them laugh and you blow their minds. Like when I get on stage and I'm like, "Look, I am great with women," and people are like, "That's hilarious," and I'm like, and then women just come up to me after shows and they're just like, "So I really love guys who joke about how they're great with women, but really aren't," and then without fail, that part's not true. That part is not true. I have a girlfriend who I love, and also other things.
Have you dated for 4 years?
No, this woman I met at the end of last year, and we started seeing each other casually, and then gradually. Casually, then gradually.
Okay.
What does casually mean? I just want to know. What is it?
I mean, I had just gotten out of another sort of a year-long relationship, and I wasn't specifically looking to get into another commitment at the time. But she was great, and so she lived in Boston, and I lived in New York at the time. So when I had shows up there, I would make more shows to go up there. I'm gesturing up to the roof, where Boston on the roof of America.
They also vacuum up there.
Yep. Yeah, I would climb up to Boston and be like, "Can you guys quit it with the vacuuming? It's real hot down there. It's real hot down in New York /hell." But no, I met her and she was great. But then I was also in New York, and there were other people that I would either see or variously. I just wasn't looking to be specifically in a relationship at the time. But as time went on, I learned that I did want to be in a relationship with her, and so now we are, and now she's actually moving into New York City on Monday. Not with me specifically. Her family's from New Jersey as well, so she got a job in New Jersey, wanted to be closer to her family, wanted to live in New York, is a lawyer, and can practice in New York or New Jersey only, so it's sensible.
Right. So you can bring around the parents. That's good.
I can.
That's a good thing. Because, it's not always that way.
No, with the other way, she can't bring me around her. Actually,
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. She's from a Ukrainian family, and I am not a Ukrainian.
No.
So,
okay.
yeah, which is, her mom wants her to be taken care of by a rich Russian Jew. And I am...
Did you pretend?
As all mothers do.
Do a character? I think you could do a character.
I'll learn enough Russian to go and be like, "Ya tebya lublю," which that means I love you. That's all I know.
Yeah. Learned it at camp.
But no, sincerely, her mother doesn't want us together, having never met me. But her father seems so far cool.
So you're the wrong kind of Jew.
I actually think the Jew is the thing that I have nailed down, because they don't want a super religious Jew. They just want one that's culturally identical to them.
Yeah.
They just want a seamless merging of families is what the mother wants.
Not as bad as Northern Ireland, I hope, where you're the wrong kind of Catholic.
Oh yeah,
or wrong kind of Christian, I guess it would be.
I am definitely the wrong kind of Irish Catholic.
Kaplan.
That is for sure.
Oh, Kaplan, Michael Kaplan.
How's it? Mike O'Kaplan. How is this going to work out? I mean, are you going to get through to the mother ever?
Well, legitimately, she's been staying with them, so it's been more of an issue there where, her mother will be like, where are you going? And she'll be like, nowhere. Like, you're not going to see that non-Russian, are you? But so she's moving in. She was living in her own place in Boston, but just in the interim between, between places. She's now going to be living on her own. She's an adult who makes her own decisions, and that is how the relationship will succeed or fail on its own merits. And I think she is, she's good at expressing her. She's like, I like you, and that's what's important. So,
well, that's it. It's absolutely. I could, by the way.
Yeah, the mom will get used to it. If she's happy, she'll get used to it.
Yeah. She'll get used to it or die.
Right.
There's always that.
Thank you.
I could call it a favor for you because I happen to know a Ukrainian who's about 6'3", 350. He could go talk to her.
Who is this person?
So I'm not sure if you're hiring an assassin or somebody to pretend to be me.
Yeah.
What do you want?
How about both? He shows up. He's like, I am Mike. I'm just kidding. I don't have a Ukrainian accent in my disposal at all. I need a guy. I need a Ukrainian.
Turkish.
Yeah. Please have him teach me how to have a Ukrainian accent at least.
Yeah,
then he shows up, pretends to be me. If she doesn't buy it, then he kills her.
Ukrainians are very touchy about knowing the language. You absolutely. If you're Ukrainian, you must learn to speak the language, and that's all there is.
Do you know, I think they mostly speak Russian. Like, I think her parents know but there's a Ukrainian language and there's a Russian language. Right. But my girlfriend speaks Russian, but she does not speak Ukrainian.
Yeah, so you're not Ashkenazi or anything like that.
I have no idea what I am.
What is that?
It's a kind of Jew. It's a thing that I should know.
Sephardic?
I think I'm Sephardic, but I could be Ashkenazi. I'm one of them. Because those are the only two.
You ever been to Spain?
50% chance.
Yeah. There's two kinds of people in the world, and I'm one of them.
That last one sounded like a digestive disorder.
Yeah, a little bit.
What was it? Sephardic?
Sephardic.
I'm Sephardic.
I think you just insulted, I don't know how many millions of
Sephardic.
Hey, everybody.
Wasn't the first time.
Your being has the word fart in it. That's my impression. Yeah. That's where he was coming with it, I think. Yeah.
Probably.
Boom!
It's probably true. That's why he doesn't sit here.
See?
Comments like that.
We could do that to everybody. The Mormons have moron in them, Everybody, you just take away... They put that M in there to make it less... Because their angel is Moroni. So
Moroni?
They should be morons.
Right.
It sounds like an Italian car dealer in New Jersey.
Hey, Moroni here.
Hey, Moroni, how's it going? Yeah, why don't you have an accent?
Oh, that was a question. I'm sorry to not answer. I've been trying to avoid that question this whole time because I am a Ukrainian hitman on the run, and my cover story has just been blown. I'm out of here. But I started to say I grew up in this suburb, and I don't know. I mean, my parents didn't have. My dad grew up in Queens, and my mom grew. And he doesn't have a specifically strong Queens accent.
No.
And my mom grew up in New Jersey also. So, I mean, why don't we all? Originally, there was all Native Americans here, but I don't have that accent either. So I don't know. At some point, it just...
No, just in Jersey in general. In general, there are some very strong neighborhood accents.
There are. Yeah, I don't come... I guess maybe it's that I didn't have tons of friends who spoke... Didn't have tons of friends. The end. I had a lot of mute friends, number one. You didn't have a lot of speaking friends. I had a lot of my friends were just extras in the movie of life. But no, I sincerely... have no idea. Like, sometimes people do think I have I'll say, here's some words that I say differently than other people.
Okay.
Florida, yeah. I say Florida oranges instead of Florida oranges. I say dog, not to rhyme with hog and bog and frog and log. Like, to me, nothing rhymes with dog.
It's not dog.
It's closer. It's on the way to dog. But I could say I don't say dog, but I don't say dog. Right?
Dog.
Some Minnesotans say dag.
Yeah, there's and I say that dag. These Minnesotans are weird.
I have a dag and a keppa.
Yeah, we don't have a Minnesotan accent.
Yeah, we don't have
So it's the same
we do not have
story.
First time I ever heard that.
Thank you for that.
Yeah,
I like different. I studied linguistics in school, in graduate school at Boston University. So I enjoy. Learning about language and the differences.
So that's why your parents divorced, because you became a comedian.
Probably.
All that education.
They knew I was going to be. I mean,
at age 13,
at age 13 or 14, they're like, what career path do you see yourself on? I was like, well, probably comedian. I don't know. And they're like, well, that's enough.
The Krusty the Clown story.
Oh, yeah.
That was his background.
Yes.
His dad was a rabbi and disowned him because he wanted to be a clown.
He wanted to be a clown.
It's your story.
Mike Kaplan is at Acme tonight, tomorrow night, Saturday night. Thank you so much for coming. I can't believe this went so quickly.
Yeah, let's keep going. Let's do another one. Yeah, no, come on out to Acme, everybody. It'll be real fun. It'll be just like this. We'll all sit down in a circle and talk into microphones.
It'll be great.
That's what Wendy
did. Almost did. Yeah, she wanted to. Anyway.
On stage, as we starts talking to us, she was like, "So Tom, Catherine, how's it?" She's talking to us from the stage. I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
Like, honey, you got an audience.
That's really funny. Well, I'm actually going to be recording a CD Friday, and I'm going to say recording for a CD. So who knows? If you come Friday, Saturday. Either of the shows, like, it's not necessary. What's that?
You shouldn't do that.
Shouldn't tell people that?
You know what happens?
They'll come and try to make noise.
They'll want to be on the CD.
This is my lap.
Well, here's the thing.
That's how he laughs.
Unless the people come to all the shows, then there's almost a guarantee that will not get you on the CD. So
there you go.
You'll have to come and laugh in the middle of the same joke every time. Make sure it's a joke that I care about, that I want on the CD, and I'll be like, because I'll sacrifice anything to not lose this laugh battle.
Did you hear the laugh on Saturday night? The guy kept going.
Yeah,
that's how he laughs.
I heard that.
If that's you, please don't come.
Don't come to the show.
Or come and try to stifle it. Or tell me what kind of jokes you like, and I'll tell other ones.
Wendy would just kill it, and all of a sudden, right behind us, you hear.
I thought somebody was being stabbed. I wasn't even sure what was happening.
Maybe he had a lot to drink and was vomiting.
That's what it meant.
You never know.
Sincerely, Acme, one of my favorite places in the country to perform, and I'm thrilled to be there this weekend. So thank you guys for having me here, and thank anyone who comes out.
When is the podcast coming up? You said you've got a podcast coming up.
This month, September of 2012. Not sure the exact launch date, but it'll be called Hang Out With Me. You can check it out on iTunes, and just go to my website, follow me on Twitter, do all the things.
Are you going to have a great setup like we have here?
I will have. I do have a producer who has a room in his house who is dedicated similarly to this, and he only has 4 microphones, and he does not have the headsets. So
it's really hot.
I got to get this guy on this. Yeah, it does get hot though. That's the important part of every podcast
and
room.
there are people vacuuming.
No air conditioning. I'm going to have him have his fiance start vacuuming because that is actually his upstairs neighbor because she lives on the same floor.
Yeah.
So
there you go. His upstairs neighbor take care of it. Thank you to Mike Kaplan. Great having you in, sir.
Thank you so much.
Buy online by going to the Amazon.com banner at TomBarnardPodcast.com. They don't charge you a penny more. A small portion of what they sell through our site helps support the show, and it's what keeps the show free for our listeners. Click and shop today on the Amazon banner at TomBarnardPodcast.com.
Thanks for listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast. Follow Tom on Twitter at Radio Tom Barnard. And visit TomBarnardPodcast.com.
And thanks for stopping by.